Hey sassy Nari, welcome to Little Fixes. This is your host Matri, a social media professional, a mother and a simple yet sassy woman just like you. Join me for sweet, simple and practical ideas that help you in transforming into your best self. This mental health and personal growth podcast is a reminder that you matter. Hello sassy Nari, thank you for joining me today. So everyone is talking about gut health these days. और हमें लगता है कि अब ये क्या नया आ गया पर ये कोई नया ट्रेंड नहीं, रादर गोइंग बैक टू बेसिक्स है. आई रिमेंबर द एल्डर्स इन माई फैमिली सेइंग कि अगर पेट ठीक तो सब ठीक, और मैंने कहीं पढ़ा भी था कि सारे रोग पेट से ही शुरू होते हैं. तो गट हेल्थ कोई फैट नहीं, इंस्टेड नेसेसिटी है. पर कई चीजें हमें ना थोड़ी देर से समझ में आती हैं, राइट? द गुड थिंग इज कि आजकल बहुत से हेल्थ प्रोफेशनल्स और ब्रांड्स गट हेल्थ के बारे में अवेयरनेस रेज कर रहे हैं, और इन्हीं में से एक प्रोमिनेंट नाम है तनीषा बावा का. Tanisha is a nutrition and health coach. She is the founder of TAN365, a health and wellness studio which aims to equip people with tools to achieve their optimum health levels. Tanisha से जानेंगे कि what is gut, difference between a healthy and unhealthy gut, how our gut health impacts our hormonal levels, and some simple practices to start healing it. और जो questions आपने मुझे Instagram पे भेजे थे, तनीषा उनका भी आंसर देंगी. But before hearing from Tanisha, please follow Little Fixes on your podcast app and rate and review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It helps a lot. And now to our guest. Hi Tanisha, welcome to Little Fixes.
Hi Maitri, thank you for having me.
So Tanisha, पहले तो I am quite intrigued by your journey, like from a litigator in Delhi High Court to a nutritionist. So what has that transition been like? Like why did you choose this path?
It's actually been one of the most amazing journeys, but I'll have to take you back into how I got into nutrition in the first place and why it became a career of mine. So when I was studying law in law school, I was away from home. I was studying LLB in London, and actually that's when I started developing borderline PCOS due to unhealthy food habits, not being able to cook myself, and also a lot of stagnation because law school demands a lot of studying and research, and so you're sitting for long hours. So as a result, my lifestyle had really deteriorated, and this really hampered my health. So when I got to know that I have got borderline PCOS, and I, understood that there's no medication for PCOS, and gynecologists will tell you to just, pop in a hormonal pill or something, which is not, it's a quick fix, which is not gonna help you with anything. So that's when I actually started reading about nutrition, about hormonal health for myself, for my personal journey, and to help myself become better. So I started strength training. I started following a lot of nutrition coaches, and I just started incorporating certain hacks into my own life. I eliminated a lot of, trigger foods, etc., and started improving my lifestyle. And that's how nutrition became a love of mine. And I just saw my body just improve as soon as I made these switches. I was still pretty much in the same trajectory of law. I came back to Delhi. I got a job with a lawyer. I started working at Delhi High Court as a litigator, and I started observing this pattern of unhealthy eating in my fellow colleagues, in my friends, in my family, and they all, said that time nahi hai to work out, time nahi hai to eat healthy, and this is where I saw as a major problem that how nutrition is not. People think it's not a sustainable thing to do, and that's what intrigued me, and I wanted to help them. However, the true turning point was COVID, when there was downtime in my life. 2 years, there was no hearings and everything was virtual. I decided to get qualified as a nutrition coach. And once I did that, there was no looking back. Then I just full-fledgedly went into nutrition, and I only became more interested, more inspired to help people around me. So this is how my journey to law to nutrition began. And my niche has been gut health, which I have come to over the years. So gut and hormones is what I help people with.
Wow, this is so interesting. And very interesting thing about my podcast has also been कि जो मेरे गेस्ट हैं ना, इनमें से बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने कोई ना कोई तरीके से अपना करियर पिवट किया है. कुछ
Right.
ऐसा मैंने बहुत लोगों से बात करी एंड आई
Yeah.
ऑलवेज फाइंड इट वेरी इंस्पायरिंग बिकॉज एंड ऑल्सो आई हैव ऑल्सो डन इट इन माई लाइफ
Oh,
मेनी टाइम्स.
amazing.
सो शोज अस कि कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि आपने जो एक बार शुरू कर दिया आप वही चीज करते रहो. यू कीप
Exactly.
चेंजिंग. हो सकता है कि
Yeah,
कल मेरा
yeah.
मन कुछ और करने का हो जाए तो आई विल
Right.
चेंज
I
rather
guess where
than
your
being
passion
stuck.
lies. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, if we talk about gut health, Anisha, now, तो
Hmm.
we first want to start with understanding कि gut होता क्या है, क्योंकि हमने gut feeling बहुत सुना है.
Yes,
But
everyone just loves
exactly
gut feeling.
what
My
is gut and why its health is important to us?
my most favorite topic. So, look, gut health is the foundation of your health. So, to simplify it for you and make your audience and you also understand, gut is the largest immune organ of our body. So, if your gut is not healthy, you can't be healthy. So, when you say it's the largest immune organ of your body, it's literally like your first line of defense. So, if your gut health is strong, pathogenic bacteria or viruses cannot enter your bloodstream and trigger your immune system, which causes inflammation and diseases. So, gut is that gatekeeper of your body. Your gut has millions of trillions of microbes, which are bacteria that help digest the food that you eat. So let's say that you have got more bad bacteria in your gut than good. That means whatever you're eating cannot get absorbed well in your body because all the absorption of nutrients happens in your gut. So that's why gut health is the prime thing when you are looking at health. So if today if you have diabetes or PCOS or conditions like arthritis, it all the medical studies are proving that the gut has been not okay in these people because nobody ate right. And when inflammation starts, it can trickle down in different forms. Someone could get diabetes, someone could have infertility, someone could have poor hormonal health. So gut is that foundation. Also, very interestingly, most people don't know this, so but whenever I coach clients, I always bring it to their notice that gut is also your second brain, which is literally hidden in the wall of your digestive system. How so? Because the neurons in our brain has 100 million neurons, and so does our gut, and they both communicate with each other. Okay, so just
Mhm.
if you whatever you're eating, if it's impacting your gut in a poor way, that neuron will have a poor communication with your brain. So that's why people today, when they have anxiety or depression or a negative thought process or brain fog, you need to look at your gut health because what you eat can impact how you feel. So this is also a very interesting part of medical studies, and people are realizing this now. So this is what your gut is.
हम्म. सो गट हमारा पूरा डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम होता है या उसका कोई
It
पार्ट
is
होता
your
है?
GI tract. So your
हम्म.
stomach, your small intestine, your large intestine, your liver, they all comprise of this.
ओके, मतलब हमारा जो गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टाइनल ट्रैक्ट है
Yes,
वो
yes.
उसको हम गट बोलते हैं.
Yes, and it
ओके.
your gut, and this is in a lining, which is your gut. So all of it is your gut. So your
हम्म.
entire digestive system comprises of your gut. So when you are eating something and it doesn't get digested well, means that there has been some impairment in your digestion, either your liver or your stomach or your small intestines. And either one could have is either one you have to tie it down to your gut.
ओके. सो तनिषा, नाउ टेल अस व्हाट्स अ हेल्दी गट, और हमें कैसे
Hmm.
पता चलेगा कि हमारी गट अब अनहेल्दी हो गई है या अनहेल्दी हो रही है?
Hmm. So first, I'll start with what an unhealthy gut is, and then I'll tell you what a healthy gut is.
ओके.
So, you will see whenever someone has symptoms like bloating or acidity, flatulence, gas, or even things like, poor, like brain fog and migraines and anxiety and depression, this immediately you need to know that your gut is unhealthy. So, let's say you're someone who has a lot of forgetfulness. That is called brain fog. So, brain fog
हम्म.
is because of your gut. Your poor gut bacteria is communicating with your brain, which is why this is a symptom. It's not supposed to be taken lightly, which people do.
हाँ,
The
या
half of the world is living today with bloating and acidity and just having pantocid
बहुत
because
कॉमन हो
because
गया है नहीं, हर कोई ये कह
हाँ
देता है अरे ब्लोटिंग हो जाती है खाने के बाद.
yeah
इट्स लाइक कि ब्लोटिंग कुछ होता ही नहीं है,
exactly.
सबको हो जाती है खाना खाने के
And
बाद.
वो नॉर्मल नहीं है, एंड यू नीड टू नो कि अगर
हम्म.
इफ यू इग्नोर इट देन यू आर इनवाइटिंग all the diseases possible. When you have irritable bowel syndrome or irritable bowel disease, or you have full blown GERD, which is the severest form of acidity, then retracting back is very time consuming and slow process. So when your body gives you a warning sign, you take it and you make it better, because your gut is telling you something is wrong. So you have to take the initiative and make it better, because otherwise you're inviting diseases. So these are the symptoms that I had just told you, that you should not take them lightly. They are just the
Mm-hmm.
starting. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
when you have a healthy gut, everything works well. You have more energy, you are productive, you feel happy because your happy hormone serotonin is released in the gut. So you're always you have an uplifted attitude to life in general. So because your mood and gut is related, whatever you eat gets digested well properly, you have regular bowel movement. So when you feel your best overall is when you have a healthy gut. So you'll know when you're not healthy, you need to pay attention to the gut. And in the beginning also, like I was just telling you, today everything is tied down to the gut, be it even blood sugar issues like diabetes.
Mm-hmm. ओके सो हेल्थी और अनहेल्दी गट का अंतर तो पता चल गया बट व्हाट लीड्स टू एन अनहेल्दी गट तनिषा
So, this 80% of the times is your lifestyle and your dietary habits. So, to break down the both, now, if your lifestyle is something where you are eating out for whatever reason it may be, you're eating out 6 to 7 times a week, you are inviting all processed food, horrible oils in your food, you are eating hidden sugars. All of these are inflammatory food items that will cause your gut lining to become weaker each time you have it. So your diet being rich in sugar, processed food, trans fats are the biggest culprit of poor gut health. And coming to your lifestyle factors, if you're someone who's not sleeping on time, you are, for again whatever reason, your work demands, your family demands, if you're not sleeping on time and you're working against your circadian rhythm is your body's natural clock in which you wake up early and sleep early as well. So if you are not working with this natural rhythm of your body, this will again cause your gut microbe to not be in a proper order, which will cause all sorts of inflammation. So these are the two main factors that are causing gut health issues today.
Mm-hmm. And you also talked about PCOS. तो
Yes.
नाउ we'd like to understand कि gut health का हमारे hormonal health से क्या connection है.
Okay, so the gut plays a major role in reproductive and endocrine system of a woman's entire life. It's not only during the initial years; it's throughout our life. Gut is playing a role in our hormones. So how? So I'll give you certain examples. For example, a lot of women today complain of a lot excessive pain during their periods and PMS, migraines, and mood swings. So this is because they are dominant in in a hormone called estrogen, and now estrogen can only be metabolized in your body by a group of bacteria called estrobolome, which is in your gut. Now you see, if you don't have that because of whatever poor lifestyle that you are leading, this will cause that estrogen not to get metabolized. It'll be in excess in your body and cause you a lot of PMS. So nobody has tied this down to their
Mm-hmm.
gut. Everyone is like, women are meant to suffer with this. Women have to go through this once a month. It's not true. Painless period is a thing, and that's a sign of a healthy functioning gut and healthy hormones. That's one example.
Mm-hmm.
Number two would be, for example, your mood. If you're always sluggish, you have poor productivity, you have brain fog, or you have anxiety, that means your happy hormone, which is called serotonin, is not getting secreted. So you feel down all the time because your gut is not being able to secrete that hormone because it doesn't have the good bacteria to secrete it. So again, your mood matters because your gut is not in order. So these are the hormones that are in charge of between. There's an interplay between gut and hormones. Now I also have lots of people who come to me with excessive cravings, like they feel
Mm-hmm.
hungry, for example, the entire day. So again, now this is not just something that you have a larger appetite. This is because your hormones, for example, ghrelin and leptin, these are the names of the two hormones, they are not getting secreted well. They get secreted in the gut. So again, everything is getting secreted in the gut. Now if your gut bacteria is pathogenic, means it's negative and it is not helping you, you are not going to you're going to have imbalanced hormones. And these imbalanced hormones affect women and even men to a large extent. Another
Mm-hmm.
example is thyroid. So, if your thyroid, and most of the people today are struggling with thyroid, and thyroid is a hormonal disorder and a gut disorder. So, for example, nutrients like zinc, selenium, and iodine are very, very essential for a good thyroid health and a good thyroid gland functioning. These can only get absorbed in the gut. Now, if your gut is unhealthy, it can't digest these nutrients. As a result, your thyroid health will take a hit. So, this is how
Mhm.
your gut and hormones are related. Just popping pills and taking medicines is not the answer. You need to go back to your foundation. The root cause is a gut health issue in most cases today.
Hmm. Okay, so after talking to you, it looks like कि जो भी गलत हो रहा है हमारी body में, it is because of our gut
90%
health.
of the times, yes, Maitri. It is today. I mean, inflammation, like I said, if your gut is not okay, you will have inflammation, and inflammation is going to be seen in different ways. For some people, it's blood sugar, some people, thyroid, some people, arthritis, or some people, poor bone density. It'll come in any way. But the minute you start eating for your gut, your inflammation reduces, and then you will see a domino effect of everything improving.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So there is also one thing जैसे you said arthritis हो गया या फिर डायबिटीज हो गया या फिर you said कि जिंक है सेलेनियम है ये सब है तो इन सब चीजों के अगर लोग सप्लीमेंट्स खाते रहें जैसे
Hmm.
आर्थराइटिस के लिए बोला जाता है कि शायद बोन डेंसिटी कम हो गई है कैल्शियम कम
Hmm.
हो
Yeah.
बट क्या सप्लीमेंट्स हेल्प करते हैं या फिर वी नीड मोर देन दैट
So first, I'll explain it to you. Supplements help 100%. We need supplements because you can't possibly eat so much food in a day to give you the desired quantities of the supplements that you possibly might be deficient in. So supplements help, but there's a big but here. If nutrients get absorbed in the gut, in your gut lining through particles called villi, if those are not there in your gut because of whatever unhealthy practices that you have been doing, nutrients can't get absorbed there. So supplements are, you can have all the best supplements, they will not get absorbed in your
हम्म
gut. So the first you need to build your gut health up for the supplement to digest and the nutrients to be
हम्म
absorbed. Now there's a saying, it's not, earlier there was a saying, you are what you eat. Now it is, you are what you absorb.
या
Okay, so that's how
हाँ
important your gut is.
मतलब लोगों को लगता है कि बस सप्लीमेंट खाया और काम हो गया ऐसा नहीं होने
हाँ
वाला
कि
है
बस हो गया,
यू हैव टू
नहीं,
बी
not
मोर
at all.
होलिस्टिक
Yes, yes, and you need to
ओके
understand that you're not in a position to digest it in the first place, right?
हाँ
So
ओके
first you need to work making it better, and there's a whole way of making your gut health better.
So, Tanisha, you are working with many people for their gut health and maybe other issues also. So, which issue do you see is the most prevalent these days?
Hmm. There are actually quite a few, but to pick out the most common ones, it is bloating and acidity. In most cases, it's borderline. In most cases, it is full blown. So, this is something which is there in everyone that I'm meeting these days.
Mm-hmm.
Number two in women is PCOS, the most common, and number three is thyroid. Uh, and blood sugar as well. So, like I said, everyone is struggling with an intermix of everything now, and most of the people have two, three issues. They won't just have one thing. So, and
Mm-hmm.
people generally like forget to tie it down. They'll have thyroid, bloating, for example, scanty periods, but they won't relate that all of these three things are related. So explaining them,
Mm-hmm.
most people don't even know what their issue is when they come, and when I start asking them questions and when I start having sessions, I tie them down for them together because they are having 100 medicines for 100 things, not realizing that it's tied down to one thing.
Yeah. Okay. तनीषा नाउ मेरे जो लिसनर्स थे उसमें से एक क्वेश्चन ये आया था कि वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट फिक्सिंग आवर गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टाइनल ट्रैक्ट और आवर गट तो
Hmm.
हाउ डू वी स्टार्ट आवर जर्नी टू गट हेल्थ माय लिसनर्स आर लुकिंग फॉर
Hmm.
सिंपल डेली प्रैक्टिसेस दैट they can be consistent with and yes they are
Uh,
also looking for help with constipation. I don't know if fits here but
no, of
it
course
was
it
also
does.
one of the questions.
It does, but I'll have to just like reframe your question. So I'll just explain to fixing your gut is a whole protocol that someone needs to follow under a healthcare professional, like for example me or whoever that they go to. It's not easy to just fix it. So
Mhm.
now it depends on what issue someone is facing. So if your gut is unhealthy and you have a symptom of acidity, the entire protocol could be very different from someone who has bloating. right? So
Mm-hmm.
there are those things do not overlap and the advice doesn't overlap. But I can give you some advice on how to improvise your gut. Let's say you are someone with already a healthy gut, and how to make sure it remains better, how to make sure that your constipation is also okay, in a more general advice scope.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
first thing to do, first and the foremost, which I tell everyone, is start having good quality fats. For example, nuts and avocado, ghee, butter, coconut chutneys. These healthy fats are what makes up your hormones. So the minute you start consuming healthy fats, your hormonal health will get into order. So good quality fats should be a part of your day. Number two, increase fiber. Most people are not having the required amount of fiber that we need today. So if you are having 1 cup rice for lunch, you need to make sure that you're having 2 cups of sabzi along with it, so that your ratios of fiber are perfect, so you don't struggle with things like constipation. So that is
ओके, सो
number two.
तनिषा, वन मोर थिंग आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क हियर कि आजकल वो फाइबर के सप्लीमेंट्स भी आने लगे हैं, कैन
Huh.
दे रिप्लेस योर सब्जी?
Not at all. You have to eat your sabzi, and why won't you eat your sabzi, right? So those are things you need to be careful and understand what are marketing gimmicks. It's a whole industry out there. You need to be careful of what you choose to buy. Things seem healthy, but they are not. Always remember to read your ingredient label. They'll say things in the front, but when you actually read the back, you'll see it might have trans fats. It's not actually healthy. So this is something, again, in my coaching programs, I always teach my clients to do this, so that they're always self-aware and they don't fall into these marketing gimmicks.
ओके,
So just
ओके, व्हाट्स
so
नेक्स्ट?
so not that. So we had covered good quality fats, increase your fiber. You can have probiotics and prebiotics in the form of food. So make sure you're having probiotics like pickle, tempeh, maybe some Greek yogurt once in a while, and prebiotics like banana, onions, and garlic. So these things will again nourish your gut health and improve the good quality bacteria that you have. And also, if you are improving your gut health, make sure you cannot leave your lifestyle factors out. You should sleep on time and wake up on time. The minute you start following your body's natural body clock, you will feel better. Your gut improves the minute you start doing this. So these are the 4 5 things you can start doing today. But yes, if someone is struggling with a lot of aggravated issues, it has to be a little more personalized.
ओके, सो वन थिंग यू मेंशन ग्रीक योगर्ट, तो इज
Hmm.
ग्रीक योगर्ट इसेंशियल या फिर जो हम घर पे दही बनाते हैं इट इज एज गुड?
So this is a bit controversial topic. So basically, I have been my standpoint and our advocate is always against dairy. Why so? Because dairy. So the ghar ka yogurt or Greek yogurt both have dairy. So what's happening today is that when the cow is pregnant and lactating, she has her own hormonal imbalances, which comes into us, and also now a lot of hormones are injected in the cows to produce milk at a more commercial rate. So these hormones are causing a lot of issues to people today, especially women. One of my youngest clients, who's a girl, she has insulin resistance at the age of 11. So, so these things are happening because a lot of industries have changed because of modernization and commercialization. You need to pay attention to what is happening today. Maybe our grandparents did not have this issue. Things were much
या,
more not commercial. Today they are. So you need to understand the realities of today, where you live today. So this is the unfortunate reality. So we need to understand this. When I say Greek yogurt, I had mentioned once in a while. I generally pull out these inflammatory foods off my clients' food list when they are struggling with gut health issues.
ओके, सो व्हाट अबाउट ए टू मिल्क या ए टू मिल्क से बना हुआ दही? इज
See,
इट
what?
ट्रस्टवर्दी?
No, again, but the point is the same, right? The cow, when you're getting your milk from a cow, cow is pregnant, cow has the hormones fluctuations going on, which is in the milk. The milk is coming into you, which will cause further problems. So today, PMS, for example, PCOS, PMS, these are problems. People are having a lot of dairy. So the minute you pull this dairy out, you will see a great change in how you feel. So this is one thing you can even try at home. Reduce dairy and see how you feel.
Okay, and we are paying a lot of money for A2 milk these days.
I know.
That
Like
is
I
one
said,
thing. Yeah.
that's why I said it's a very the times are changing, and you need to be very very aware of where you're buying from.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. Now that we have talked about it, I have a section in my podcast which is called Sass It Up, जिसमें मेरे guests मुझे कोई sassy statement, sassy comeback देते हैं. But because we are talking about health, I don't want a sassy answer here. But yes, I do want something myth busting. तो
Hmm.
हमने सप्लीमेंट्स की बात करी, हमने
Hmm.
प्रोबायोटिक्स की बात करी, तो इसी में आजकल एक चीज़ है जो प्रोबायोटिक्स को बहुत ज़्यादा प्रमोट भी किया जा रहा है, बिकॉज वी आर टॉकिंग अ
Hmm.
लॉट अबाउट गट हेल्थ.
Yeah.
तो जो ये प्रोबायोटिक सप्लीमेंट्स हैं, क्या इनको लेने से सब सही हो जाएगा? बिकॉज दे आर प्रमोटिंग देम लाइक कि हाँ, बस आपका सब कुछ गड़बड़ है, गट गड़बड़ है, हैव आवर
Hmm.
प्रोबायोटिक सप्लीमेंट एंड फिक्स योर गट. तो
Yeah,
इज
it's
इट ट्रू
all over
और
Instagram and
नो मोर?
YouTube ads. You're
या.
gonna see all of this. And when I see this, and I am always saying to myself, this is not the answer. So look, if you have gut discomfort, whatever your symptoms might be, popping probiotics can actually can make it worse. So what are probiotics? They are bacteria. They're a group of bacteria which are supposed to go into your system to make you feel better. But let's say you are someone who struggles with bloating and acidity, so so much bacteria in your gut can actually make you feel a lot worse because your gut is unhealthy. It cannot tolerate that probiotic supplement. So you need to you should firstly avoid it initially. Probiotics overall are healthy. Let's say you are a person who has a healthy gut, you're doing everything right, there's no problem, and then if you take probiotic as a preventative and a healthy measure, it's fine. But the marketing gimmick says that you have an unhealthy gut, you take the probiotic, you will become fine. That is not right,
Yeah.
because the gut has to become okay on its own through food and lifestyle first. Then you can
Mhm.
include supplements. Right now, your gut is not doesn't even have the capacity to digest that probiotic. So you need to understand
Oh.
that.
ओके, ओके. तो पहले अपने गट को फिक्स करो और दूसरी चीज़ों
Yes,
से जैसे लाइफ़स्टाइल चेंजेस और मे बी
yes,
मोर पर्सनलाइज्ड चेंजेस सजेस्टेड
yes,
बाय अ न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट, और
yeah.
उसके बाद मे बी यू
Then,
कैन
yeah,
मूव ऑन टू दीज़
yes,
मेजर्स.
yes, yes,
हुँ.
absolutely.
Okay. And Tanisha, do you have any resources or book recommendations where we can learn about things, because people love to Google these days? So it's अच्छा है कि if you have some,
I know.
trustworthy resources, so lead
Yes.
us to them.
Where I am concerned, I obviously read research articles and all scientific evidence, and I'm always enrolled. I'm enrolled in with Institute of Integrative Nutrition, which is in New York. So most of my knowledge base comes from my lecturers there, and the reading material and research articles that I have been given from them. And I use the resources are NCBI, which is
Mm-hmm.
National Institute of Biotechnology's research material, and PubMed. But some good books that you could read are Gut Feelings by Dr. Will Cole. This is Your Brain Food by Dr. Uma Naidu. And you could also read the one of the best books. And if you take anything out of this podcast today, you must read this book. It's called The Glucose Revolution. It talks about
I
how you can balance your blood sugar, and
Yeah.
again, if you don't do anything else, you just follow the hacks that are mentioned in this book, your health will improve.
Yeah, I have read it like I think 2 months back, and it changed my thinking on a lot of things.
Right?
I
Yeah,
also love that book. Yeah.
it's a great book. So yeah, and so
Yeah.
many hacks are they're very doable. So again,
Mm-hmm.
like, your audience can read this book and it'll be great. It's one of the easiest
Mm-hmm.
books to incorporate into your life.
Okay, wow. So, Tanisha, you have shared so much with us. We also understand that you are a health and nutrition coach. We would like to know a little more about the work you do, and how
Right.
can people connect with you?
I am a health and nutrition coach, and I am specialized in advanced gut health. So, most of my clients who reach out to me and the people who I work with are people who are struggling with all gut issues, be it diabetes, blood sugar, and PCOS, and acidity and bloating. And how my programs are structured is, just to give you to tell you how I help these people, is that we start with an
Mhm.
elimination diet. We eliminate certain trigger foods from their diet for a period of 2 weeks. This gives your gut a chance to reset. You have a completely anti-inflammatory diet for a period of 2 weeks, and then slowly I help them incorporate all the food groups back into their diet one by one. So it is a very strategized plan with respect to food as per their health concerns, which takes up from 3 months to 6 months up to a year, depends on what scale of symptoms did someone come with. So this is my gut
Mhm.
health program. And the key aspect of the program is coaching and working with me very closely, because what applies to my some clients might not apply to my other clients, because everyone has such a varied life. Some people are traveling for work, some people have an 18-hour work day. So helping them understand, what their barriers are, and helping them navigate their barriers, because I can leave them with all the information, but helping them apply that information in their life is something that I really pay importance to. So helping them understand how they can, put everything that I say, assimilate it, and actually start cultivating that new lifestyle with me. Because when you are improving your gut, you have to understand you are changing your lifestyle, because an unhealthy lifestyle will not support a healthy gut. So this is about
Mhm.
my work. And coming to someone wants to reach me, they can Instagram DM me and I will respond, or they can fill out the questionnaire in on my website.
Mhm. Okay, so tell us your Instagram handle and your website.
Okay, so my Instagram handle is tan365.studio, and my website is www.tan365.in.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Tanisha. And after talking to you, I realized that your work is very important, our gut health is very important, and more people need to understand this. The way you
Thank you.
explained everything, I really liked it. So I
Thank you,
wish
Maitri.
you a lot of success.
Thank
And
you
thank you
so
for being
much.
on Little Fixes and
Thank you.
sharing
I'm so
your
happy to
insights with
be
us.
here. Thank you for having me. It was so lovely speaking with you.
अगर आपको ये एपिसोड वैल्यूबल लगा तो प्लीज हेल्प लिटिल फिक्सेस रीच मोर पीपल बाय शेयरिंग इट विद समवन यू केयर अबाउट. यू कैन ऑल्सो गिव अस अ शाउट आउट ऑन इंस्टाग्राम. मेरा हैंडल है @littlepixespodcast. दिस हेल्प्स मी इन ग्रोइंग द पॉडकास्ट और बहुत सारे और लोगों की हेल्प भी होती है इसको सुन के. आई एम ग्रेटफुल फॉर योर टाइम. अब मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वेडनेसडे को. तब तक के लिए खुद से प्यार करते रहो और सदा सैसी रहो. बाय.